Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating. We're going beyond just the clicks and queries to understand how AI actually feels to people at work. A new study from Anthropic did something wild. They used an AI to interview over 1,000 professionals. And trust me, the results are probably not what you're expecting. So think about it. Millions of us are using AI every single day. But what we click on, what we type into a chat window, that doesn't really tell the whole story, does it? It doesn't capture our hopes, our fears, or what we're really thinking when we log off for the day. To get the full picture, you've got to get past that surface-level data. You need to understand the messy human stuff, the complex feelings, the social dynamics at play. We're talking about things you just can't see in a usage log, like worrying about your job security, or even feeling a little stigma for using AI around your coworkers. So, how in the world do you explore these deeper questions, but at a massive scale? Well, Anthropic's solution was, frankly, brilliant. They built an AI to interview humans. It's called the Anthropic Interviewer, and you can basically think of it as this amazing research assistant powered by their AI model, Claude. It's designed specifically to have these really in-depth, one-on-one conversations, but automatably and, super consistently. The whole process is this really clever collaboration. First, the humans and the AI actually team up to map out the interview plan. Then, the AI takes the wheel, conducting these adaptive, real-time interviews. And finally, the AI helps sift through that mountain of data, finding the key themes hidden inside all those transcripts. Pretty cool. And for its first major test drive, this tool was put to work interviewing 1,250 professionals. And they came from 3 very different groups, which gave us this incredibly rich set of data to dig into. And what they found, well, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of story. Instead, what emerged from these interviews were 3 totally different realities. It just shows how nuanced our relationship with AI is becoming. So let's break them down. First up, we've got professionals in the general workforce. For them, the main theme was crystal clear. They want to protect the stuff that makes their jobs meaningful, their core professional identity, while being more than happy to hand over all the boring, repetitive tasks to an AI. Listen to this quote from a pastor. It just captures that feeling perfectly. The goal here isn't to replace the human element, not at all. It's to use AI as a tool to get more time for it. It's about getting efficient so you can get back to connecting with people. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a real tension here. While a huge majority, 86%, see AI as a major time saver, that optimism is bumping up against widespread social stigma for using it. And more than half, 55%, are feeling anxious about what AI means for their future career. Okay, let's switch gears to our next group, creatives. These folks are in a real bind, a total paradox. On one hand, they are loving AI for huge productivity boosts. But on the other hand, they're dealing with judgment from their peers and some really serious fears about their financial future. And this isn't some far-off, maybe one day kind of fear. This quote from a voice actor shows you just how real the impact is right now. For some of them, entire parts of their industry are just disappearing. That makes the anxiety pretty darn tangible. And this chart just nails that conflict. The data shows sky-high satisfaction with what the tool can do for them, right? But that's paired with equally high levels of worry and, you'll notice, very low trust in what it all means for their profession in the long run. And finally, let's talk about the scientists. Their story is really one of big dreams meeting a harsh reality. They imagine having an AI research partner, something that could help them brainstorm hypotheses or design experiments. But they're finding that today's tools just aren't reliable enough for that kind of serious scientific work. You hear it again and again in their interviews, this desire for a true collaborator, something that can bring brand new ideas to the table. But trust is the huge roadblock. A staggering 79% of the scientists they talk to pointed to reliability concerns as the #1 thing holding them back. Okay, so this is where the study gets really interesting. It uncovered this massive gap between how people say they use AI and what their actual habits show. So if you ask them straight up, 65% of professionals will describe their AI use as augmentation. That means they see themselves working alongside AI, as a partner, a creative sidekick. But, and this is a big but, when the researchers actually looked at the data, a totally different story emerged. It was almost a 50-50 split, with automation, where AI just completely takes over a task from a human, being way more common. We're doing it a lot more than we think, or at least a lot more than we admit. So what's with the disconnect? Well, it's probably a mix of things. Maybe we just want to sound more collaborative. Or maybe we just don't remember our own work patterns that well. Or, and I think this one's really interesting, it could be that we take an AI's output and then we tweak and edit it so much that by the end, the whole process just feels like a collaboration. So after all this, what's the big takeaway? What is all of this telling us about where we're headed with this technology? The single biggest lesson is this. Our relationship with AI isn't something that's just happening to us. It's a negotiation. It's happening right now. In every single profession, people are actively deciding, okay, this is what I'll give to the machine, and this is what I'm keeping for myself. We've seen it, right? AI can be a potential partner for scientists, a powerful tool for the general workforce, and yeah, a feared rival for some creatives. It's this constant balancing act between productivity and identity, between efficiency and anxiety. Which leaves just one big question left for all of us to think about. What role is it going to play for you?